right, hey, what's up, everybody? Technology is fun. So, hey, what's up? I wanted to just do a quick devotional with you. So, if you got some time, I'd love to be able to connect with you here. We're going to do this live, but I'm not going to be able to see your interactions. So please still interact, because I'll go back into the comments later and be able to do that with you. But hey, we're so one of the things I've been thinking about is Myca and I, we don't gamble. We're not gambling kind of people. But I'm willing to bet that on New Year's Eve, when you were scheduling your life for 2020, that you didn't have global pandemic on your calendar for March.
Yeah. No, I heard somebody say, like, I'm going to take 2020 by, whatever you take by storm.
Yeah, by storm.
And now we're using coffee filters as toilet paper. So
we are not personally.
No, we're not. We have a few rolls left.
Yes, but it might happen. See, one of the things that fear does, and that's why, we keep talking about fear, and we keep talking about panic and hysteria, and being careful to guard your heart and mind against this, is because it gets you to do irrational things. Yeah. Just like all the toilet paper. All it took was one or two people to irrationally go and buy large amounts of toilet paper to make multiple countries be out of it. There's no magical or medicinal properties about toilet paper that are going to somehow guard you against the coronavirus. And so, we've just got to kind of get our thoughts straight on this stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I want to kind of talk to with this, is that you hear one voice more than you hear any other voice. There's one voice that you are constantly hearing. There's one voice that it's with you from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed. And you know whose voice that is? It's yours. Yeah. It's your voice. Now, there's potential and possibility that it's other people's voices, but it sounds like your voice. That's a whole different subject. But just for the sake of this, you talk to yourself all day long. And maybe you're more aware of that now that you are practicing some social distancing and you're not around people all the time or whatever. Yeah. You're hearing your own voice.
And it's loud. Your voice is loud in your head.
Your voice is loud.
Nothing else is around.
Yeah. So this is actually, believe it or not, it's in the Bible. Well, I got a verse for you, all right? Psalm 42, verse 5 says this: "Why are you downcast, O my soul, and why are you disquieted within me? Hope in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance." Here's the thing. This psalmist is speaking to himself. Why are you downcast, O soul? He's having a conversation with himself, and he's writing it out so that we can see the dialogue, the inner dialogue that's happening as he's hearing his own voice. And I'm willing to bet as well. I keep saying that I'm not a betting man. Okay, I'm not going to Vegas to put it all on red. That's not who I am. But
I put it all on red. I gambled with you.
Yeah, you for sure did. I hope you're feeling like you won.
I won.
Anyway, with that, I'm willing to bet that you have some pretty strong emotions happening right now. I would assume that with everything happening, with all the stuff that's taking place, you got some emotional things taking place within you right now. You probably feel isolated because you're not connecting with people the way that you normally would. All of your normal rhythms are totally disrupted. You're probably feeling pretty isolated, and that's going to stir up some emotions of fear and anxiety and worry and panic. You're probably feeling scared for yourself, maybe other people, about contracting this virus, and maybe there's some people maybe you're not so concerned about you, but you're concerned about people who maybe are close to you, who could be really at risk for some different consequences concerning this. Maybe you got some emotions and you're just mad about the situation. You're mad about the whole thing. You're not sure how you're going to pay your rent next month because you can't go to work because everything's shut down, and you're just angry. You're just really, really angry. Here's the thing that I want to point out. Feelings are. That's it. They are. They're not right. They're not wrong. They are. They just exist. Okay. All right. You can talk over me at any moment. But here's the thing. With emotions, they are deeply attached to your physical, mental, which has to do with emotions, but it's mental, and your spiritual health. You are deeply connected in these ways. That there is in this with your physical, mental, and spiritual health, this is tied to your emotional management or mismanagement. And here's what I'm willing to bet. I'm betting. I'm still betting. I'm willing to bet you're probably not managing your emotions very well. You're probably letting them control you more than you are controlling them. One of the ways that we can guard against emotional mismanagement, one of the ways that you can test this, am I managing my emotions well, is through normal stress in life. There are just things that stress you out. Like today in Colorado, it snowed. Yeah. And it didn't snow a little, it snowed like a lot. And I would assume that maybe some of you are just mad about the snow because it's snow. And it's wet.
And it's cold.
Cold and heavy, and I had to shovel my driveway. And
everyone's like, go take a walk, it helps your mind. And I'm like, it snowed.
It's freezing. I'm not doing that,
it's
right?
It's cold.
Ain't nobody got time for that. And so you're mad about that. Here's the thing. When you are not managing your emotions well, any stress is amplified to 11. You just turn it up to 11. You know, some of you, your kids are at home and you're like, when can school start again? I don't know if I like kids at all. I saw one of those Facebook meme things where someone was saying, it's the day one of homeschool and I'm trying to figure out how to transfer this kid out of my class. Like some of you have that kind of an attitude towards even your kids. Hey, your kids are your blessing. And if you're not managing your emotions correctly, you're going to treat them like a curse. And so it's important for us to know how to manage my emotions. When you mismanage your emotions, you're going to buy into hysteria. You're going to panic. You're also going to allow the foolishness of others. Hey, buying into hysteria, by the way, that's the TP shortage, right? That's where that comes from. That's why everyone's mismanaging their emotions and doing foolish things. Toilet paper is not magic, and it's not medicinal, right? So why do we keep buying all of it? All right, so you're going to buy into hysteria. You're also going to buy into the foolishness of others. Toilet paper again. That's a foolish thought that toilet paper is going to somehow, save me. You're going to buy into the foolishness of others. People are going to do foolish things, and you're going to chase them into their foolishness. You're going to do what they're doing. And here's another way this shows up physically. You're going to eat your feelings. What do you mean I'm going to eat my feelings? Like, you don't just I'm going to somehow imagine it and I'm going to eat it. No. What I mean is when you feel bad, when your emotions are out of control, you're going to go look for comfort in your fridge or your pantry. And especially with some of us who are isolated right now, we're feeling disconnected right now. This is a dangerous one because you're at home and there's a lot of stuff for you to eat. And that can be a dangerous thing.
Yeah. I keep going over. Open the pantry. I don't want any of this. Close the pantry.
Close the pantry.
Okay. Open the fridge. Nope. Open the pantry. Nope.
All right. So I want to give you three things. Just walk away. Just break the hand. Walk away. Right. So Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. All right. So I want to give you three things. 3 things that you can do to properly manage your emotions. Number 1, here's the first one, acknowledge them. You have emotions. And hey guys, your emotions range much more than anger, right? Just because that's the one you go to first and it's the quickest and easiest one, you got more emotions than anger, all right, bro? So take it easy, put the shotgun down, and let's have a talk, all right? So you got more emotions than that. Pretending like you don't have emotions when they don't exist, it's foolishness. It's nonsensical. It's inconsistent with reality. So you got number 1, you got to acknowledge you've got some emotions. Okay, so what's number 2? You want to go with number 2?
Stop allowing your emotions to lead you. So just because you have a feeling doesn't mean you have to act on it. Mm-hmm. Real emotions may not be consistent what's real and what's happening. And we might just be overreacting. Mm-hmm.
Or misinformed. Maybe you got bad information and you have a feeling that's based on bad information. You ever had that happen? I think Myca has it happen all the time when she's mad at me.
It's misinformation.
It's always misinformation. But that can happen for sure, right? You ever reacted to something and then you're mad about it or you're frustrated with it and you have this emotional response and later you get better information and you realize, oh, that was an overreaction. Right? Yeah. So you can do that. Just because you have real emotions, it doesn't mean that they're consistent with reality.
Yeah.
They might be completely inconsistent.
Well, yeah, and I think about how our kids, we homeschool anyways, so this really isn't like a new change in our schedule, but there's been some other stress kind of just surrounding, maybe it's the tension that's kind of coming off of us of just how to do different things we haven't done before, like streaming online for the church and just all these different things, and they pick up on it. And so I'm thinking, this is our normal schedule. Why does it feel crazier right now?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times, we control the temperature in the house. What kind of, temperature are we setting?
What are you setting? Absolutely. So tip number 3. Number 1, acknowledge you have emotions. Number 2, stop allowing them to lead you. They're going to lead you into chaos. And this is a really controversial one because our whole world is saying, you feel whatever you feel, and that's all that matters, and that's crazy talk, okay? That leads us into foolishness and chaos. Number 3, make a conscious choice.
Yeah.
You got to make a decision. You have to make a conscious choice. Did you know that most of the stuff that's happening in your mind is subconscious? It's just stuff that you do. Here's an example for you. You're not really making conscious choices all the time. An example would be when we're driving. When Myca and I are driving, we're cruising along, and she tells me that I'm like a horse because once I get it in my head that I'm going home, that's only where I go. And so sometimes we'll be driving, and we're just cruising along, and I'm going to turn to go to our house, and she's like, "Hey,
we need gas.
We need gas. You can't.
Hey, we're going to the store.
We're going to the store." And so,
oh yeah,
yeah.
It's funny.
So anyway, sorry that I was looking at something there. So that's what happens. And so I've got to stop. I've got to make a conscious choice in that moment to actually take the car and go the right direction. You ever kind of come to yourself and realized, how did I get here? I mean, I started at work and now I'm 3/4 of the way home. How did I get here? That's because a lot of what's happening in your mind is subconscious.
Yeah.
And so what you've got to do is stop letting the subconscious thoughts lead you and make conscious decisions. Purpose to choose what is fact over what your emotions are telling you, over your feelings. Your feelings exist, but you've got to make your feelings serve you instead of lead you.
Yeah, one of the illustrations that I really love is the idea of a rose. If you squish a rose under high pressure, it's going to smell like a rose. Mm-hmm. If you squish a skunk, squish it, it's going to smell like a skunk.
Yeah.
And so under pressure, what are you...
what's coming out of you?
What's coming out of you? Is it good or is it pretty stinky? So this is a stressful time. I think a lot of the stress kind of comes from the fact that, like he was saying, a lot of our thoughts are subconscious, and so we've got a lot of patterns, routines, and things that we do just throughout the day, and everything's been disrupted. And so it's taking a lot more active thought to make decisions and to change things up and adapt to that change, and so it becomes really stressful. So if you're feeling stressed and you're feeling like you're not sure what's going on or what's going to happen, part of it is, a lot of us don't know that, but in the things that you can control, just think about it and make the conscious choice to, okay, it's not as stressful as it seems. Let's make a decision and continue moving forward.
Continue going forward. Just to point you back to Psalm 42:5, there's a conscious choice that's made here. Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why are you disquieted within me? Here's the conscious choice. Hope in God. Mm-hmm. Hope is rightly placed when it's only placed in the Lord.
Yeah.
That don't hope in hope. Don't hope in the situation to change. Don't hope that someone's going to save you. Hope in God. He alone is the one who has what you need. All right, so God bless you. I hope that served you today, and praying for you and your mental health, and just the way that all of this connects with who you are. All right, God bless you.